Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Gloomhaven Guildmaster mode. We're going to be trying the Elementalist quest this time, which you'll get as another perk, which is always good and always welcome. Before we hop into that, I'm going to pop to the Enchantress and we're going to do a small upgrade on Flashing Burst. We don't have a huge amount of money, but Flashing Burst is one of the ones that we're going to have in the Spellweaver's final deck. And what I want is, on the top part, we want the ability to summon any element. We don't have that unlocked yet. That's going to be a while before we get that. But we can at least up the range, and that's going to turn this into range 4. An alternative would be for us to go for fire orbs and try and up the range. It is a little bit more expensive, but we are going to be using this for quite a while before we retire it. It will eventually be retired, but we can always sell this back. So between the two of them, it's a choice of the consistent one that we don't burn, or fire orbs, which is our absolutely doom nuke button. And actually, you know what? On saying that, I'm going to go for the fire orbs because this is our alpha strike. This is what we open with. Getting the extra range in it. You can just sell it straight back for the same cost? Wow, I've never looked at the selling mechanics for that. That feels a bit excessive. Of course, if we up the targets, it's now going to be 175, and then to add a wound, which we definitely want on it, would be 225. So that's quite a while before we would be able to do anything further on fire orbs. But as I said, it's not going to be in our final build, so it's not a big deal. We're not looking to build it up beyond that initial little boost. Right, on to the greatest hero. So help the Elementalist find out how the great hero Swagger was a master of both magic and melee combat. Just got to kill all enemies in all rooms, but there is some pretty nasty things in here. Lots of things with shields. Swagger was known as one of the greatest heroes of his generation, rumoured to be both a master of melee combat and a wielder of the elements. The Elementalist, being a powerful magician, is keen to understand how Swagger was able to harness physical and mental powers, and so wants our help investigating the past. One of Swagger's most famous heroic tasks was the protection of the village of Mudshoot, which was located northwest of Bloodford. So that's where you head. The story of the Battle of Mudshoot is almost legendary, where Swagger single-handedly protected the town versus a whole bandit camp. When you arrive at Mudshoot, the village has been in ruin for over a century. Perhaps you can find some information about Swagger here. Okay, don't really want the pacifist. We definitely don't want the masochist. Alright, we'll go for pacifist, and out of the two options, I think this is more likely and probably safer to go for. Kill an undamaged monster with a single attack. That's going to happen, especially as we're alpha striking. So let's see how it goes. The village is overgrown and many of the buildings have collapsed. All the villagers left generations ago. As you start to explore, long undisturbed bones rise from the undergrowth. Apparently, all the villagers didn't leave after all. Okay, so we need to kill all enemies in all rooms. We've started off with a room that actually has 3 targets in, which is pretty nice. We have 2 rooms moving off from that, and nothing in the back. So this is an ideal opportunity for alpha striking. Let's bring the Spellweaver up. 1, 2, 3, you're in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, you're in range now. And you're definitely in range over there. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's come over this side with the Spellweaver. So we're hitting them each, but not not taking more damage than is necessary. So that's going to be fire, so we're going to want to go pretty quickly on it, and we're going to want to use the eagle-eye goggles and the piercing bow in order to get through that shield. Piercing bow is going to be used up by that, but that's fine. Yeah, let's go as quickly as possible. So that is Alpha Strike ready to go. What are we going to do with the Elementalist? Ideally, getting a lot of damage on this guy. Encompassing Shadow will give us the disadvantage to protect ourselves a little bit, which is always good. Let's plan. It's not going to be planning so much for this turn as next turn. So we do Frigid Torrent this turn. That's pretty good. It'll give us 3 damage out. It's not at range though, but we could step up and stand right next to him if we need to. We're 3 spaces away. Ice Spikes doesn't do much damage. That does even less damage. Yeah, until you get the actual elements out, it's not specifically useful. I mean, we could do Shaping the Ether instead and just plink it a bit. Or Crystallizing Blast ready to stun it next turn. That's not a terrible plan. Okay, let's do that. And we'll go slowly to kind of guarantee we actually get to position ourselves where we want. We do have the Wand of Infernos, so we can create fire should we need it, but not going to do that this turn. Okay. Living Corpse isn't going to move, it's just going to attack. Spirits are going to attack, but hopefully they'll be dead by then. So, Eagle-Eye Goggles, Piercing Bow, Blap, Blap, and a little bit of damage over here. We're going to save the Minor Mana Potion for later. That worked well. Let's go start grabbing some money and move towards one of the next doors. So that has created the fire element. Seeing as this guy's not actually moving, we could step a little bit closer after we've hit him. That's surprisingly good damage, actually. I am not against that. Really, really surprising. We've got fire already for next turn, so there's no point creating any more. Let's just move on and see what we can do. Okay, so next up, Shaping the Ether. It'll do damage and stun him. Or we use Raw Enhancement and we get a couple of experience, which is also equally good. Ice Spikes would get a nice wound on him. Actually, what am I talking about? We wouldn't be using both on it. So, Shaping the Ether, I think, is really where we want to be going. And we can... Actually, let's use Stoking Hail to get the stun on him. And then we can use Infernal Vortex to get that cold back. Right. Cheeky plan coming. If we can move 3 to the door, we could do a Flame Strike in whatever the next room is and get a wound on something. So Flashing Burst will get us in, Flame Strike will do some damage. This is very risky because there could be a lot of nasty stuff in there, but I think it's worth us trying to keep the momentum. Hey, he's going to move 2 and take a damage. So, if this doesn't kill him, I mean, the incentive is to just not stun him then, isn't it? We killed him anyway. Let's just collect the money. Okay. Let's open this up. We can start the wounds on them. That is definitely something we can do. What are you actually going to do? You're going to move 3 and attack 1, which is not bad, and you're going to do some ranged stuff. So we don't really want to move beyond here. Let's skip the movement. We'll get the wound on this guy. And then we'll just be awkwardly invisible for this turn. Because they're going to love that. At least this one's coming a bit closer. Right. Choices. We can try pushing into the next room. What would we have that we can do? Maybe shaping the ether for a bit of stun doesn't feel that useful at this point, but 1, 2, 3, 4. If we can move 4 with a jump or 5 without, we can come over and grab that money. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 is going to be enough. So raw enhancement works there. Let's check over here, see if we're actually going to use any of the other things instead. Attack 2, range 3 is attack 3, range 3. So we can start plinking at some of these. I think, yeah, we do that. So we're going to use the frost armor to do the attack. We could summon a Mystic Ally, but they're not super strong. But it is extra attacks coming out every turn. We would lose our healing for it. I think we do the shot and then we back away a little bit. Let's use Ride the Wind just to walk back a tiny bit. So that's using up that frost. So we're going to want to generate a fire for next turn so that we can rest and do another wound attack. Do we have anything that will generate nicely? Not really. In that case, we're going to just move closer. Move closer as slowly as we can. So, shaping the ether. And if we're lucky, there'll be something in range. But not likely. Yeah, okay. We'll just go with raw enhancement and we'll do it that way. We can use the Wand of Infernos to generate fire for the following turn. That's what we can do. Okay, Living Bones are going to do some healing. That's annoying. Living Spirit's going to do some cursing. That's also annoying. So, if we can get this guy killed, that would be ideal. There we go. One problem removed. What range are you going to? Range 2. So you're going to move to there. We're not going to be in range. That's fine. Absolutely fine by me. Oh, he stumped his toe. Right, Wand of Infernos will give us fire for the following turn. I like that the Wand of Infernos is reusable. We don't want to be the generator for the Spellweaver. As fun as that would be. But Shaping the Ether is a very powerful ability. Let's step up this way. And there's nothing to attack, unfortunately, because they did not move slowly enough. Come closer. Okay. A short rest will give us back Flame Strike. Because my thought is to get this annoying guy gone. Nope. Let's, oh geez. Gonna have to redraw it. Fine, we lost Mana Bolt. I was worried we would lose Reviving Ether again. Thankfully we didn't. So we want Flame Strike, which is range 2. We need to get a little bit closer for that. Something that moves a little bit slowly. Aid from the Ether will be fine. Over this side, seeing as we have some cold to use... Oh, we could use Ice Spikes, actually. Maybe that would be better. We're not really going to get close enough to utilize it. On that side. So, in theory, we could push through here and do some Ice Spikes. Range 3 from the doorway. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good plan. So if we're gonna Ice Spikes, that means we're gonna want... Let's say Formless Power. I need you to move slower. So if we're moving slower over this side, Flashing Burst is our better choice. Sure, we'll go ultra slow. Let them come in a bit. We'll Flashing Burst and do something separately to deal with them. It's going to be fine. Okay, Living Bones moving in, doing a lot of plink plink. Living Spirit is coming in as well. These guys are coming in fast enough that we could actually do the wound on these. Like that's in range and is not a terrible plan. Let's undo this. Okay. We'll bring in the Consume Any element. This is going to be a permanent effect. We can consume the fire and we can consume the ice at the same time to hit this pretty solidly. That gets wounds on. Then we use Minor Mana Potion to generate fire for the following turn. Spirit didn't actually come closer. Still want to move in and blap it. Oh, we can blap it from here. Right, let's just try and blap it out of existence. Hey! That was ideal. Can we not get past you? Oh, that's difficult terrain, so move cost 2. That's why it didn't come closer. Well, at the very least... that's going to make things a little bit easier for us. A little bit of damage on this and he'll die by himself. That won't count as one of our kills. We can step in and stab this guy. Yeah, let's do that. Frost armor would give us a little bit of a buffer. Ride the Wind would get us loot 1 if we can move up to there. So maybe we'll just do this as a money grabbing turn. So first up, step in, have a little bit of a stab. Let's consume that light. Cool, he's gonna die. He's not. But we're gonna take minor damage. And we can hop to here and loot both of these. We can get away with doing a long rest on the Elementalist. That'll give us back the Wand of Infernos. We can get away with doing a long rest over here, but we could also wait until next turn. Let's try and move slower than this guy. See if we can do anything worthwhile. Oh, he's going to try and shield and heal. It's quite sweet. It's not going to work. Right. Step on in, grab this. Skip the attack. Okay, there is the long rest for the Elementalist. Let's lose Raw Enhancement as our first thing we're discarding. So far, he has killed a monster, but he hasn't killed many. Right. If we just move a little bit closer, in fact, we could grab the gold while you're resting. So we'll do the long rest over here. We'll save Crystallizing Blast because that's got a huge move. Do we have... Hey, Stoking Hail gives us a teeny bit of move and fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, which would let us then next turn move in and do the Ice Spikes thing again. It's not a bad plan. Do we have... Even better, Infernal Vortex. So Infernal Vortex moves into, gives us cold. We use the Wand of Infernos. That gives us fire as well. Next turn, Crystallizing Blast moves us into the door, gives us a 2 shield. And the Frigid Torrent, not Frigid Torrent, Ice Spikes, that's what I'm thinking. Gives us the wound on whatever's in there. I like it. It feels like a good plan. So, step on, generate the cold. Also generate the fire. Skip the attack. Long rest, we will temporarily lose. Aid from the ether. But I'm not feeling like we really need many cards on this. It's still good to plan. Right, so Crystallizing Blast is going to be our big hitter. Ice Spikes is going to be our damager. Over here, it would be nice to be able to get close enough to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe Flashing Burst. If we move in slowly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, get on that door. Get that shield on. And we're definitely going to get a wound on these two. Obviously we're not hitting the Bone Ranger, but that's fine at this point. I don't even care about the times 0 damage because the wound is the most important thing in this case. Which he's healed up, of course he has. Just to be a pain. Okay, well let's try and make this a bit better. Step in and flashing burst. We could just do a plain flashing burst on this guy. But I think we'll take the advantage on this and hope for a +2. We've got +1. I'll take that. Right, what have we got that's area of effect? Frigid Torrent on both of these would technically work. So compassing Compassing Shadow to make ourselves invisible, and then Frigid Torrent to get a bit of XP. Sure, that works for me. Flame Strike and Frost Armor, between the two of them we can do quite a bit of peppering damage. Let's do it the other way around though. Living Bones Elite is coming in close. That's going to be cool. So, Spellweaver, first of all. Amazing. We don't need to target you again. Which means we can actually focus on the guy at the back. And that means you are the new target. We're not going to be able to hit all of them. But we can hit this guy and do some damage to him. And pull him to there. He's going to move anyway, so he's going to come over here and do some damage to us, but... it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, we can take that. Plenty more gold for us to be grabbing. Right, we want as much as possible. So, Lava Eruption, Stoking Hail, we're going to get him stunned. This is going to be... let's just do a short rest. Sure, we'll lose Frost Armor. So I want Ride the Wind so I can loot everything. And Flashing Burst will move us in. He's going to heal up a little bit, so we definitely need him to be stunned. And, you know what, consume the Dark as well. Could have done slightly better if we'd just done the move. Actually, go over this side. That's his stun out the way. We'll step in here, do the looting, and then next turn try and finish him off. Flame Strike, Reviving Ether, and we'll do a long rest over here. Shielding and healing, and quickly as well. I guess it just draws it out for another turn. Yeah, just hit him with this a little bit. It's not ideal, but it'll do. I wonder, have you killed enough people? That's my question. And is it also worth us going to grab those 2 gold? Probably not, actually. Right, what we'll do is we'll step into here. We will lose... We're going to have wind again, aren't we? You know what, we'll lose lava eruption. We'll generate fire for next turn. And this is where it becomes very handy. So, Ice Spikes is going to do the damage again. Infernal Vortex... Well, actually, Infernal Vortex could do enough damage to kill him. Infernal Vortex... Ice Spikes. Between the two of them, we're going to have enough damage going out. We want a short rest so we can pick up the stuff, and we want to move super slowly. So let's get him killed. Big hit. Ooh, that was not big enough. Well, hit him with this part. There we go. Elementalist doing the busy work. And we grabbed everything except for one little bit of gold. It seems as if the village is silent once more. And we only killed 2 with the Elementalist, which is very, very nice. In terms of XP, I think we did alright. Elementalist did get more, but that was kind of what I was expecting. And we have an Elementalist perk from that. So the Elementalist searches the ruined structures and finds some old scrolls from the mayor's office. It seems after Swagger's defense of the village, the settlement ended up in huge debt. Payments were addressed to a tower located near to modern-day Silverwick and the mountains to the east. Looks as if we should head there next. So, we did consistency last time. We're going to do the same this time, and after that we start to bring out the fun perks. Insofar as the trainers bits, let's just see. What we have. It'd be nice if it flagged which of them had the new bits in. But it doesn't take long for us to just fly through. There we go. Ice Mastery is done, so that means we can infuse ice. So we still need to do air, we still need to do earth, and I guess light and dark, yeah, will be the other ones. And then, only then, can we finally get the upgrade that we wanted. That will come a fair bit later, though. For right now, though, it looks as though each of the remaining quests does need further exploration. So I think we're moving back to exploring stuff. Oh no, we have some more down here. So we've got the Cragheart, we've got the Tinkerer, and we could even do the next Brute one. That's very interesting. Alternatively, we do have another Relic quest. Those are going to be decisions for next time. I suspect we're going to stick with the story quests, though. So, thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you are continuing to enjoy this. As always, if you are, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for some more Gloomhaven Guildmaster. See you soon.